My name is Hans-Josef Fell, a member of German Parliament, the Green Group, and the spokesperson for energy technology. And in 2000, I wrote the proposal for the feed-in tariff law in the German Parliament.
Hello, this is Jacob Griscom and Rick Noss with the Sacramento Sustainability Forum, and we have the absolute privilege of being with Hans-Josef Fell today. He's a member of German Parliament responsible for feed-in tariff legislation that has really revolutionized adoption of clean, renewable energy in Germany. So thanks, sir, so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure for me to stay with you today and to share with you the experience of feed-in tariff law in Germany.
Yes, well, that's absolutely what we're interested in hearing. Is how has feed-in tariff legislation really changed and accelerated things with the adoption of clean energy in Germany?
It is a very historical and a very important success story. We could create a new industry with a lot of new jobs. We had about 30,000 jobs in Germany in 1998, and today we have 300,000 jobs, 10 times more in renewable energy sector, not only in the renewable energy sector himself, wind power, solar power, biogas and geothermal and others, but also in the existing industries, the glass manufacturing, steel manufacturing, axle beer factoring, agriculture industries and much more had a big profit from this new development, and so we got a new industry and we could fight against the problems with financing crisis.
Yes, absolutely. And what did it take for you to be able to move that legislation forward in Germany?
Yes, we have a long tradition in Germany with NGO level who promote climate protection and anti-nuclear to bring us a new energy system with renewable energies. And I learned on the level of local level how to make such a promotion, local laws, like you have it in Gainesville too, in USA at the moment. And I could learn how it works, and later when I was elected in German Parliament in 1998, I wanted to create such a national law. Yeah. And this national law brings up a lot of benefits, and he was able with the Social Democratic Party and the Green Party against the conservatives and liberals in our parliament. But today, the conservatives and liberals are in governmental position, and they support it anymore because they see the high economic effect, and they see also the effect what we had the motivation to protect the climate and to secure the energy supply. It is very important, you know, we have much more problems with scarcity of resources and rising oil prices, and therefore we want to go to energies who have no fuel cost.
That's right.
Wind costs nothing, solar radiation costs nothing, only bioenergy we have to pay the income for the farmers. And this is important to go to a very new renewable energy strategy.
How do you see this translating into California from your perspective after being here?
Oh, I would be happy if other countries like California, whole USA, but also China and Australia, all over the world would follow up this system, because it is the best strategy to save our climate, the best strategy to avoid wars of oil and other problems what we have in the world. And you can create also a big industry. Not only the manufacturing that is important, but also installations and finance industry and others all have a profit from this new industry with feed-in tariff law. And if California would follow up this and make a homemade industry by themselves, we can speed up this technology revolution in the world, and it is very important because the more we use renewable energies, the cheaper they become.
That's right.
Right.
And then we have a chance to spread over the whole world this new technology. And you have famous researcher here in USA, in Stanford University, and you see in Davis, Mr. Jacobson and DeLucci. They made a plan for the world to switch the whole energy system to 100% renewables within 2 decades.
I love it, for the entire world.
Till 2030. It is possible on a technology view, it is possible on an economical view. The basic is only to make the right frameworks, like feed-in tariffs and others, political framework is important. And so we would switch the world to 100% renewables, and my researchers from Energy Watch Group found out it is cheaper than to go on with business as usual.
Yeah.
Because the whole fuel bill of the world, buying oil, natural gas, coal and uranium, is double so cost expensive than to switch to renewable energies.
Fantastic.
Why should we not go this way?
Yeah, absolutely. This is often the question we ask, right? This is a more intelligent, cleaner, more cost-effective. It has more economic benefits, and so why don't we do this? So, can you for our audience just give a very clear description of feed-in tariffs, how that works, and how it ends up with all of these benefits?
Yes, feed-in tariffs is not a good word in USA, I learned, because tariff means mostly paying from tax.
Yeah.
It is not paid from the tax.
Yeah.
It is paid only from the electricity consumers,
Yeah.
from all electricity consumers, but they have a very little amount to pay more of the electricity bill. It is 2.6 euro per month of the electricity bill in Germany for a 3-person household. What is 2.6 euro? It's 1 beer in 1 month.
Exactly.
So it is very, very cheap, but the whole amount, what is the income, we can give then over the grid operator to pay this feed-in tariff when anyone is investing a solar roof, a wind power station, a biogas station, and he can make a return of investment.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very important because it is a lot of money what we need to invest in wind powers, in others.
Right.
And the money will come only when there is a return of investment.
Yeah.
Therefore, the tariff must be high enough that the investment is profitable for the investors. And that is the basic. We must make also a clear strategy that the grid operator has to be forced that the investor will go to the grid, and he must allow him to go to the grid.
Mm-hmm.
It is a privileged grid access, what we need in the law.
Yeah.
Also, because mostly the grid operators are combined with a nuclear or coal power station producer, and therefore they fear the competition.
Right.
And therefore we made a privileged grid access to allow everyone to come in to the grid with electricity from renewable energies.
That's fantastic. So I'm a Californian, and I've got this tariff. Or what do you like as a more attractive name for California than feed-in tariff?
Oh, perhaps feed-in share or feed-in rate. Feed-in rate would be perhaps the right name. Fair. Yes, it is a fair rate.
Yeah.
Very fair, because the investor of renewables who is investing in climate protection,
Right.
he should become a possibility to make a rentable investment. It is better to earn money with climate protection than with climate polluting.
Yeah.
Right.
And is there any sort of limitation on the strategies we can use? We could use solar, we can use wind, we can use geothermal, we can use any basically any means to produce clean energy, renewable energy.
There is no limitation.
Yeah.
And this is important because all technologies are important for the future. And so we need an innovation process for all technologies to become cheaper and cheaper. And feed-in tariff is the best way to create innovations. We had wind power 20 years ago. The biggest windmills were 20 kilowatt.
Mm-hmm.
Today we have wind power stations with 5,000 kilowatts.
Yes.
The innovation driver was feed-in tariff.
Yeah. And this is over the course of about a decade, right? 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yes. And we could create a lot of increasing rates, high increasing rates. So when we came in force with the law in 2000, we set a target in the law to double the share of renewable electricity within 1 decade, from 6% in 2000 to 12% in 2010. Oh, we were told it is unachievable, it is impossible, it is unrealistic. But today we have 16% share in 2009.
Yeah, exactly.
Much earlier, much more.
Yeah.
So you see, when we give the right political framework, the investment will come.
Yeah.
Right. And was the opposition from the oil companies or traditional sources like that when you first established the tariffs?
Yes, we had opposition and we have any more opposition, but we parliamentarians said we must make laws that the benefits for the whole society is, and not only the benefit for some utilities.
Right, exactly.
So we did it, and we could found the most investment came from private money from small and medium companies, from private persons to invest on the rooftop with photovoltaics and others. And the most investment did not come from the big utilities. This success story is a success story for new companies, for new investors, and for new players in the energy sector.
So for California's citizens and business owners and those that are working in government, what's the action step that we can take today to help push this legislation forward?
Oh, I think it would be important that you stop the discussion over feed-in tariff and clearly decide for a feed-in tariff here in California. But you must look to the right details, and the details are very important. Some countries I know in the world make a feed-in tariff law that does not work, and therefore you need a privileged grid access. You need a feed-in tariff that is high enough that the investment will come. The feed-in tariff must be differentiated to the different technologies. Photovoltaic needs at the moment more. In some years it's very lower, the tariff, what we need, and wind power is cheaper at the moment. And you need a long period that the investment is secure. We in Germany gives the period of 20 years what the tariff is paid.
Excellent. So these are the points we need to see in feed-in tariff or feed-in rate policy. And so what we'll have, our audience do and really grassroots movement in California is help to really iterate these points to our legislatures and say this is what we want to see move forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish you good success for your policy strategy, and I think it is a good idea when all countries follow a strategy for renewable investment and renewable growth rates, because it helps the climate protection. It helps preventing of polluting with conventional energies. Look to the Gulf disaster, spill disaster. It is very terrible for USA and for the people who live there at the coastline at Louisiana and elsewhere. We can avoid for the future the using of such polluting oil and others, and we can prevent from rising oil prices, from rising natural gas prices and uranium and others. And look to uranium, the nuclear industry is with proliferation very problematic. Look to Iran and North Korea. They want to take a nuclear power station, but we know they want a nuclear weapon. And this is not a good strategy. No. We should look to a world with a lot of peaceful world, and renewable energy are one of the most important part for this and the most important point for this.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for all of your work, Hans-Josef Fell. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good success for you.
Thank you.
And many support.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. All right. That was great. Thank you.